Now for the coolant, it's real simple. Just simply take off the radiator cap, and there's a bolt right below or beside the oil the oil input plug. And this little guy here, you just unscrew it. The torque on it to replace it is, I believe, 9.5 pounds, which is, yeah, there it is there, 9.5 pounds. Okay, so there you go. It also takes 1,700 milliliters, or I wish I could get this in some focus, or a 1.8 U.S. Imperial quarts. There you go. Alright, and then there's air bleeding cool circuit. So you just move the thing back and forth and fill up the coolant until there's no more air. So what I did was I filled it up. I'm going to take the cap off when I can start the bike, and shake the bike back and forth a little at the same time, so to get rid of the bubbles. But now that's pretty much it. So the first thing I'm going to do on putting the bike together is to put the fairing back. And the fairing is awesome for other projects, right? So I got an LED headlight shipment coming in, and also a little LEDs for the little tiny lights in the upper corner of where your headlights are as well. So this is a great way of putting them in when you get them. So the fairing is relatively easy to put back on. It's just simply a couple of bolts right here. See, there and there. That's really the main part, and then you got bolts on the side, right? And that's it. So I'm going to put the fairing on, and then the tank. You know, I was thinking maybe putting the tank on first. The thing that you have to be careful of is the wires, right? So you got these three are for the fairing, right? It powers your instrument cluster and I guess a few other things. And there's a boot inside. There's the boot. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. See, there's the boot. Okay, and it's a big giant plastic thing. Then you have, for the tank, you've got a whole bunch of, first of all, you have this as your inlet, and then you have these three guys. Now I tied it off so I didn't lose any. Notice how one is fat, the other one is skinny, right? And then this guy at the bottom doesn't go anywhere. See him there? So you got the inlet, and I'll show you later, but there's a little trick, or not a trick, but you have to squeeze. There's a blue thing, and at the very end to make sure that it locks in place, right? And so you got that. So it's kind of chicken and the egg, right? You could actually put the tank on, but then you'd have to deal with these connectors, trying to squeeze them in, because the tank, you know, takes up all this room. You could go underneath, or you could put this on and then have to deal with the gas tank connectors. I'm going to do the fairing because that's what it says in the manual to do first, and I'll put it on with where the two bolts are, and then I'll get back to you. So 2 bolts, have it loosely on, and then there's some little side screws. All right.